Employees who refuse to cooperate, make false statements, or willfully omit material facts are subject to disciplinary action, to include termination of employment. The Office of Professional Standards is a fact-finding unit and does not recommend disciplinary measures. The purpose of this investigation is with finding the truth in a fair and impartial manner. Cooperating in an internal investigation does not constitute a waiver of any appeal, grievance, or other legal rights. The fact that you wish to exercise any rights will not entitle you to a delay or postponement in the investigative or truth verification process. Number 1, you are required to answer all questions asked during this administrative investigation into the allegations stated above. No statements or admissions made by you concerning the limited scope of this investigation will be used against you in any criminal proceedings. The Department will advise you if administrative proceedings cease and criminal proceedings begin. You will be advised of your rights under criminal law at that time. Your statement can be used as a basis for administrative actions to include termination. Giving a false statement during an administrative investigation is in itself a separate criminal act and can result in criminal prosecution. So when we say allegations of inappropriate conduct, before we ask you any questions, I'm going to let you read this. You can sign it here, and then I want you to watch a video. This is the form here, and here's a pen. And once you read through this, if you have any questions, Katrina, just stop and ask us. We'll try to address them as best we can and just sign it there.
Anytime a complaint is made, we have to go through this process. Okay. And then also, you know, it being an internal investigation, you're not to discuss it to anybody outside this room or, you know.
Yes, sir.
It's just an internal matter.
Yes, sir.
So I want you to watch this video. This is dated from Sunday, March the 19th, which was this past Sunday. There's going to be 3 screens that come up, and at some point in the video, you'll probably identify yourself in some interaction. Now I want to draw your attention down here. And did you get a chance to see this down here in the corner?
I saw it vaguely, but I know what you're talking about.
Okay. What is it that you saw, and what is it that you can tell me was going on?
They were in their room, like there, and we was doing clippers and stuff, and they was passing notes up from the cell, and I grabbed the note, and she walked up to me, and I put her down.
Okay.
Is that inside the cell?
Yeah.
That's the outdoor unit key, but I think it was the other.
Yeah, let me,
What?
Just double tap on that.
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's going to be the one.
Right here?
Yeah. When it starts playing,
Yeah.
you can make it bigger.
The grievance that we got in on this, Miss Streeter, came in from inmate Jessica Gould. Are you familiar with her?
Mm-hmm.
And it says Streeter has been telling up women's, been feeling up women's body and whooping them with a belt, saying slick shit, sexual when nobody around, with camera off.
Yes, sir. Okay. No. As far as that belt, as you can see, I didn't hit her. I hit beside her. I don't feel anybody. I don't even go in the cell. And anytime I go into the cell, my partner to it is watching. She can tell, she can vouch. I don't touch them at all. I don't touch them, and I don't let them touch me. I don't like women at all.
Okay. At any point, did you ever strike Jessica Smith with your belt?
No. It was just myself and Cherry. That was it. Jessica Gold was in the corner with Cherry.
Okay.
But what Cherry did is she had a note, and I said, "Give me the note."
Okay.
And she did like this. She walked up to me
Okay.
when I was over there.
So these two here, one is,
One is Jessica Smith, and the other one is Cherry.
okay, Jessica Smith and Cherry. Samantha Cherry?
Samantha Cherry.
Okay. Inmate Jessica Smith was to say that she was struck in the buttocks with the belt. Would that be a false statement?
If she was struck at the buttocks, then I would have mean she was in the corner with Cherry. But as far as, no, I wasn't after Jessica. We were just all there in that corner together.
Okay.
So I wasn't trying to. And it wasn't like a physical thing. It was just telling her, look, you damn no. Excuse me. Sorry.
No, that's fine.
No, it's...
That's what it was, because what we were doing, we was Jessica, Samantha Cherry had been trying to get to Inmate Barter. And when they got there, we was doing haircuts and clippers, but as soon as they went in there, it's a flap over the door to the cell where Barner was. They immediately went to the flap, and they started, talking to each other, communicating with each other, and sending notes. Like, just, I watched Cherry, she sent like 2 or 3 notes, and that's when I went down there.
Mm-hmm. And at this point, they're in there and they're getting their hair cut, correct?
They were done. They were passing notes then. They were talking.
Okay. And
She was trying to get to Bonner.
Mm-hmm. She was trying to get a note to Barner.
Okay, I got you.
okay, and that was Cherry,
Yes.
Samantha Cherry. So Samantha was attempting to pass a note.
She was attempting to receive a note. She had already passed the notes. And the note was in her hand at the time.
So Smith really didn't have anything to do with any of this, is what you're saying.
No, she was just with Cherry. They were like the studs the studs, and they both had like partners in this cell that they were trying to pass notes to.
Mm-hmm.
Cherry was trying to get to Bonner, and Smith was trying to get to Etta Creed.
Okay.
But as far as, I don't deny that happened.
But you're denying it ever making contact. Are you sure? Because you can't work with a lie. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I'm
exactly.
just
And that's what I'm
encouraging you to be
saying.
completely
That's what I'm
honest.
saying. I probably made contact, but I was striking like I had her, and I was striking at the ground.
So you was holding her arm or
Yes,
something?
yeah, I was holding her.
I got you.
But as far as like it wasn't like deep down with the bruises or anything like that. It was like motherly, like
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I was doing. I was like, stop.
Because you can see her in the video.
Yeah, it's like
the other one, not Cherry, but the other one's kind of putting her hand over her back, kind of like you would as a kid. When your parents would get after you.
But if you look at the video, she's in the corner. She's like, "Don't get me, don't get me." That's what she kept saying. She's like, "Don't get me, I didn't do it." That's what she kept saying. But as far as Cherry will tell you, it's like, "Why are you being so bad?" And that's what I was doing. I was like, "Stop being so bad. You always doing something." That was it. It wasn't like me trying to slam up against the wall, beat her ass, or anything like that.
Did you have a body cam on?
No, sir. Because we were doing haircuts, and I just walked out. They relieved me to it. They let him. But I wear now. One from now on. Starting yesterday, I made sure I have one because corporal she's enforcing it. So.
When the decision was to take your belt off, Ms. Streeter, have you done that in the past to gain control or attention of the inmates?
No, it's not control. It's me. It's Cherry and I. It's
Okay.
nobody else. It was just Cherry and I because, and she will tell you. I tell Cherry she's like a daughter figure. I see her as a daughter figure. It's not like I'm trying to abuse her or anything. Mm-hmm. And that's what, if you can look at the video, if you listen to it, it's like me telling her, "Why you being so bad? Stop doing stuff." That's it. It wasn't like I was trying to choke her out or put on the ground or anything. And Cherry will tell you that. I don't abuse them or anything like that. I give them respect because therefore that's the only way I'm going to get it. But as far as abuse, I don't do that. I could, but I don't. I don't hit. I don't touch them at all. I do not. And I don't let them get within arms from me. So as far as all that, that's the lie. That's true. That's a lie.
And have you taken your belt off in the past to gain either compliance or to make a point to them?
No, I told you, it's just me and Cherry.
Okay, and
Nobody else.
that was the first time you'd taken your belt
That's
off?
me and Cherry. The first time I taken my belt off, no, second time. And that's Cherry. And me,
Just her?
Just Cherry.
So that happened before with Cherry.
It's just me and Cherry. It's like
Okay.
and I tell her all the time, I'm like, I spank you because you know better. But as far as me just going in, like corporal punishment, I don't do that. And Carrie will tell you, I don't hear her or anything. She'll get up, she'll like, damn, straight down. That's it. But no, I don't threaten them. I tell them I'm gonna write them up. Yeah. As far as that's it. Like I said, that's the truth. That's a lie and it's offensive because I don't deal with women, period. And for her, I've never had any dealings with her, so for her to write that grievance, I don't understand it.
Well, and we certainly, we're not doing an inquiry on your sexual orientation. We don't care, you know.
Yeah, but I don't like women.
But what we want to make sure is in the allegations that they don't make or paint a picture, a complaint that makes it look like you're seeking them out for some type of either sexual harassment or sexual gratification.
Yes, sir.
None of that's true then.
Ew, no.
Okay.
If I was to get sexual gratification, why would I inmate?
Right. Yeah, I mean, we just have to ask the
I understand.
question. You know,
I understand you have to do,
Yeah,
what you have to
just-
do, but
for our purposes, and we're not saying any of that has happened, other than there was comments made that there was times where you would reference an inmate in a shower, and it was stated that you had drawn attention to their body. And,
when was this?
And this was one of the inmates that we got a complaint from, America Dinsbeer. Do you know her? America Jane Dinsbeer?
What she say I say about her body?
Bonner, Alexis Bonner.
Well, no, that's a different one.
Okay.
Alexis, it was alleged that America watched you place your hands on the hips of Alexis Bonner. Is that true?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. How about at no point then, just ask the question, you've not made a comment when they may have either been in
When
the
they made, I
shower?
tell them to get their big asses out the shower.
Okay.
That's it. Get your big ass out the shower. That's not sexual. That's just get your big ass out the shower.
And that was a directive for
Any of them that's in the shower. It could be the littlest person there. Just
Gotcha.
get your big ass out. That's me. Just get your ass out the shower because you know it's after lockdown. You know because
Right.
they go and get in the shower at 2:00 in the morning.
Right.
And then I have an inmate come to the door. She be like, "I'm tired of them. I'm tired of hearing the sexual noises and stuff." And I go and like, "Get out of the shower. We don't need your big ass in the shower."
Gotcha.
That's it. Nobody. I don't make any comments about bodies.
Gotcha. And any comment with the reference of ass is just a directive to get them from,
I said it to
One
men.
thing-
Get your big ass out the way.
Okay.
It's nothing like sexual.
okay. And you've been to basic jail,
Mhm.
and we've had obviously discussions of legal liability. Is there anywhere in the policy that you're aware of that would say the belt would be an appropriate tool to gain either compliance or to direct an inmate to do something?
I don't deny that. But as far as her suing or anything, it wasn't corporal punishment or anything. There was no bruises. I wasn't trying to gain.
We don't know that she's suing.
Yeah.
I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
No, well, but it wasn't corporal punishment. It wasn't to gain control or anything. It was to tell her stop doing stuff. That's it. Like you spank your parent, your child. Just stop doing stuff. Just stop. I'm tired of looking at you. That's all it was.
So it was to get compliance, it wasn't to inflict any kind of punishment,
It was to tell her that I see what you're doing. Stop doing it.
okay, for the compliance.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And once you took the belt off and got them into the dorm area and you left, was that the last incident that night that you had with them? Or did you have to go back in for anything else that you remember?
It wasn't. I mean, it wasn't a complaint. Miss Cherry was like, "Miss Street, come on now, come on." She asked me if she could get over there to the cell with Barter, and I told him that's not gonna happen. And that was it. Like, no other contact, nothing else happened.
And at no point during your tour of duty, either on the 19th of March, this past Sunday, or the previous tours of duty, you don't talk about your personal life or share anything about sexual activity among the inmates. In other words, you don't talk about, well, I'd be doing this tonight or doing that tonight.
Ew, no.
Okay.
No, I don't. No.
So if they were to make any kind of reference to comments that were directed towards them, in some reference of sexual activity, that would be a false statement.
Me saying something to them about sexual activity?
Yes.
No.
That would be a false statement if they allege you did that.
Yes. What would I say to them about sexual with me and them?
Or just you in your private life.
No. No.
Excuse me.
I mean,
Have you had any inmates approach you in a sexual way?
no, but Jessica Smith, she likes to smell me. And like last night, she kept saying that I smelled good. She was like, you smell so good. And I was like, leave me alone. I could be at home with a man. I can't be with you. Leave me alone. You can't do that for me. She's like, yes, I can. I bet you I can. And I told her, don't ever say anything else to me like that. That was it.
Okay. Has that ever been reported to a supervisor?
Because, I mean, they always make comments.
Okay. And they've never acted on it by touching you or anything?
They'll get close and I'm like, hey, you too close, move. But no. But she's always sniffing me. And I told her yesterday that made me uncomfortable last night. I was like, look, stop.
Have you, in your tour of duty, gone in those dorm rooms and saw any of those inmates involved in any inappropriate activity that would either be a write-up or a change of room? In other words, have you caught them in any kind of sexual acts?
I haven't caught them in sexual acts, but in the middle of the night, like I just turn the lights on just to see, because they always running around from bed to bunk. And I turn the lights on and I see them, and when I go in at 3 o'clock, they be like all at the bunks, or sometimes Cherry be rolled up under the bunk, Bonner's bunk. That's why she's not in there anymore. Or like Etta Creed, they were saying that she's making out with everybody in there and everybody's complaining, so I'll go in there frequently. But every time I go in there, I turn the lights on, and I don't go to individual bunks. I go straight through. I do my plucker, look in the shower and make sure they're not in the shower. But sometimes they try to take showers and say they waste coffee or something on themselves, and that's it. But
Okay. Would it be a fair statement to say then that they're aware that you're watching for that type of activity between
oh yeah, they know
inmates?
it. They know it. They know that I'm watching to make sure they're not engaged in that. Because Miss Creed, I told her, I was like, I see you going from bunk to bunk to bunk. You're causing problems, because it's 3 older ladies, and they come to all night long. They're like, I'm tired of her. She's keeping up stuff. We hear noises all night. So I watch to make sure she don't go to each bunk. But as far as me going there, like, I know you're doing this, and I know I don't do that.
Okay. But they know by the type of checks you're doing or turning the lights on for the obvious reason of making sure nothing's going on that shouldn't be going on.
Mm-hmm. That's why we turn the lights on to keep them. Like, we see y'all. Why are you up? That's it. When I turn the lights on, they start to scatter.
Is there any reason that you can think of that they would, that inmate Jessica Smith or inmate America Jane Dinsbeer make allegations of, one, sexual comments towards them, or number 2, that you talk about your sexual exploits to them or make comments about their body? Is there any reason why they would make those allegations?
Honestly, as far as comments about their bodies, no. I do not say anything. Get your big ass out of the shower is a term I use all around the board. It's not like I'm saying you got a big ass or anything. I don't care. As far as gold, I can never say anything. Jessica Smith, she's a man to me. She looks like a man. So I don't know what would I say about her body. Like, these beyond, I don't understand it. I really don't. Miss Gold, I've never said anything to her. Only thing I said was she had pretty hair. That was it. As far as America, didn't there? No. Only thing I said to her is stop shaking her medicine. Stay right there. That's it.
We'll take some time to work on this and figure it out.
Yeah. Obviously, the perception of the belt, you understand the streeter from, from the video and from the complaint, it's not something we train with. Now, that's not to say, obviously, in a situation where you're being attacked or defending yourself, whatever tool you have on you is appropriate to defend yourself.
You want to pepper spray or taser, do you? You got to wear your body camera.
I do now.
I mean, because this is why,
I do.
why we wear them,
I do.
Yeah. And just probably for the future, I would stop taking the belt as a measurement.
I did because I thought about it afterwards, to be honest with you guys, and I was like, oh, shit.
And we're not here, and please understand too that we're not trying to, pigeonhole something into the point where we say, yeah, this is what happened, took the belt off, and boom. What we're trying to do is understand your thought process.
And my thought process was, like I said, Cherry's like to me, even though she's an inmate, I see her as like, kind of like a daughter. Mm-hmm. And I tell her all the time, like, you got too much potential, and she's always doing something, she's always into. It's not like I was trying to do corporal punishment, anything like that. I mean, I understand she's an inmate, but my realm of thinking was not Officer Street at the time. That's why I messed up at. It was stop. And it wasn't mother or aunt. It was like auntie, more like auntie. Stop. You're getting on my nerves. Sit down. That's all it was. Like you at home with a baby and you're like, just sit your ass down. It's like that.
You said she come at you, though?
She was trying to get the note out of my hand.
She wasn't trying to jump on you?
No, Cherry would never. I mean, no, it's not. That's why I say it's not like Cherry and I, we have a rapport. It's not like, it's not like that. It's more of an understanding rapport. That's it. I wasn't trying to hurt her. She wasn't trying to hurt me. She was trying to get a note from a girlfriend, whatever. That's it. To be honest, my thought process, I didn't. I fucked up. Excuse me. Sorry, gentlemen. I didn't think about it until after I did, and I was wrong. I admit that. It will not happen again if you let me stay. As far as professionalism, yeah. Body cam would be on, everything would be on. I would cut this myself, regardless of who it is. But yes, that did happen. That is true. That is false.
Okay. Well, and looking at your post record, you obviously have had an excellent track record of training. Because I look back and just about every year that you were with Muskogee, you covered use of force and some in-service type training. Of course, you attended our class in February, so we know that you have the tools and the training. We just want to make sure from the decision making, and I understand and I hear what you're saying, that you've invested some time with this inmate for the things that you're trying to make better, not to inflict punishment.
Yes, sir.
Is that a fair assessment?
That's it. That's it. That's it. Nothing else. That's a lie.
Okay. Do you have any questions for us? All right. And again, this is just a process, Ms. Streeter, that we go through. We value every single employee in this agency.
I know you do.
We absolutely do. We want to do what's best for the agency, and we also want to do what's best for the officer, because if there's something that we're missing that we can help you with, we want to do that. But also we have to make sure the standard by which we carry out our duties, that we don't open ourselves up to say, ooh, because this, by the way, the media would say, oh, they beat people down there.
Yes.
And
you're absolutely right. Yeah.
Your heart says something different. I see the emotion.
And that's what it was. Never mind.
and we want to make sure that what we're seeing here is not somebody that wants to go back there and harm the inmates or rule with a level of authority that's beyond what we can by way of law. Because, we have to protect their rights as well. And that's kind of, our Lieutenant Duran and my most important job is that we protect everybody's rights. Yours, the inmates, and protect the agency's brand, if you will, that Troup County does not promote, behavior of officers that would be anything less than justifiable and reasonable. And I hear, the method by which you're trying to employ, I hear it from your heart. It wasn't something that was punitive. The visual doesn't look good.
You're absolutely right.
So.
Yeah.
But I don't have anything further. Do you, Lieutenant?
No. We're gonna go get Leo.
Yeah.
And he's got a form. It's just administrative leave with pay, and just till we can get it resolved. Okay.
It's with pay. This is not punitive.
Yeah.
In other words, you're not losing time. You're not, it's just until we can complete the investigation, and hopefully we can.
The investigation on this or this?
This, well, it's all inclusive. We know now that there's absolutely not much for us to try to figure out. We just had to find out what your thought process is, and then we have to get to the bottom of what the inmates allege. It may take us a day or so. But in fairness to you, we're not just going to say, well, you go home and we're going to suspend you and not give you any money. Administrative leave just kind of separates us from the time factor of, because quite honestly, tonight probably would be a good night for you to be back there.
Yes, sir.
I mean, we don't want you to go back there and feel, number one, afraid to do your job because of this.
No.
But then secondly, we don't want the inmates to take advantage of knowing that you just came out of an interview, and the vulnerability factor, we don't want that. So that's why we do this, is to give you a little separation, let us get this looked through, and we're going to do our due diligence to protect everybody's interest in this. Because, we do it objectively.
You did your job, you just have to do it right. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. And like I said,
make sure.
Yes, sir. Like I said, that's true. That's
true. Did
true.
you do a response to resistance reports on this?
That's true, and she'll tell you. I mean, it's not like that. She'll tell you that's true.
Anytime if you grab her arm, if you grab an inmate's arm, or you're,
yes, sir.
you need to do a report on it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
But
it just puts us in a bind,
That no. I've never. I don't. First of all, I don't like women. Second of all, I would never say anything to an inmate. That's okay. And no.
Well, and thank you for coming in. All we can ask of you is the truth, and I thank you for coming in.
That is true.
And
I owned up to that, and I was wrong for that. My thought process, like I said, it wasn't corporal punishment or anything. It was just like, like I said, those are lies.
okay.
You'll see.
Okay.
Those are lies. I don't know what it is.
Well, and we still got some work to do too.
Yeah. We just want to hear from you. I mean, it's fair to just let you say, hey, this is what happened.
Yeah.
I mean,
you have your story, and it's important that we get it. So, yeah. Okay.
This is so you understand what's going on. Just give us a minute to work through it.
Yeah, like I said, we're not just jumping to a conclusion and saying, hey.
Today's the 22nd.
Yeah. You're a valued employee, Ms. Streeter, and we're going to do everything that we can to get absolutely as much truth out of this as we possibly can.
And I understand that, but at the same time, this is my name. Like, this is going to be talked about everywhere.
Well, that's why we always tell the person we interview, you're not to discuss this outside, because we're certainly not going to tell your business, and
The only people that we really have to share this with, excuse me, is the command. Lieutenant Cummins, Captain Reeves, of course. But we don't go back and talk to the first line supervisors because there's no need to. I don't need to tell the sergeant. I don't need to tell the deputies or the officers.
And I want to re-stress something he said. This is part of a process. They won't complain. We have to investigate. You know.
Yeah, but this is
It's
this
important
something.
for the officer not to put themselves in these types of positions when you don't have a body camera, when you're taking your belt off. You got to understand that side of it. Too.
I do,
Because
and
you
like I
have
say,
been
I was
jailed
wrong.
before.
I mean, that I own up
And then
to.
now, you know, they can take something like this, you know, and we have to kind of dig and find out what the truth is.
Yeah.
So I believe that's your worship.
And
So anyway, anything else? We don't want to keep it. We don't have to.
Okay. So once this investigation is done, questions. Everything comes out. How long do I have to before I can like apply to go to like the government center or central or something like that? How long do I have to be here before I can do that?
That's a question for the I don't know. Any question? Yeah, we don't sign positions and you know that's up to the jail.
And even if there was something from a disciplinary action, it would not even be something that Lieutenant Durand and I are even involved in. We just give them the report. We just say, here's what happened, and this is what we know. And then the command will look at that, and then they make a decision on what's the most appropriate course of action. But again, let us work the process, Ms. Streeter. You know, the most important thing that you can do is you've already done, in my opinion, coming in here today, there was no question as to what went on. Now we have to just work through all the other stuff with the inmates to figure out what really, as far as outside of the belt incident, what the conversations surround around. And and here's the other thing, in fairness to the inmates, we want them to have a grievance because if we can figure out if there is lies in this, then we document that just as well. And then we know where we stand with those inmates. And if there's other rule violations that come down the road, it just adds more information that we know that if this inmate's a problem, we'll have to deal with that accordingly. We can't, we're not going to let them come in here and make false statements either.
Yes, because in all honesty, that with this bear, she said I grabbed Bonner's waist. I have never been alone or around Bonner. I have never dealt with Bonner at all. Never. Only time I knew who Bonner was is when Miss Tuitt told me that was Sherry. I've never been around her to grab her waist. I didn't know who she was until last week. These are made up lies, and that's what hurts the most because you lying for what? What are they going to accomplish for that? Scarring my name, that's it.
Well, unfortunately with this kind of setting, there will be people that will capitalize on situations, and your best intentions can sometimes be, like they say, no good deed goes unpunished. And what you're investing in your time and trying to make things right, understand that even like this, with the belt, your intentions might have been absolutely for the right reason. Unfortunately, it may be that these people, the best you can be is be professional and let it go at that.
Inmate.
And let it go.
Niece,
Yeah.
niece,
Let it go.
Yeah.
Let it go.
Yes, sir.
The more you personalize it, the more it becomes emotional
I
to
got
you.
you. Yes, sir.
When it goes south.
Yes, sir.
It's almost like a family member that violates your trust. That's probably as much emotional why you're feeling it just as bad as because they violated something that you thought you had, was this relationship of trust.
It's not so much as that, like I said, I did that. I don't want to lie. And that's something I'm not going to do. It's an investigation. That's a big crazy.
Well, I'm not sure. We hope to have this wrapped up tomorrow.
Yeah.
At the latest, I think. And then we can get back and Lieutenant
So
Cummings
without my lieutenant and my corporal's gonna know why I'm not here tonight.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Could you please express to my corporal not to tell everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
Have any indication why we'd want to talk with you?
About the things that were going on, Mr.
What's your relationship? When is that like?
She just be real, real friendly with me. But other than that, like it ain't too much. But you know, you can sense certain energy off a person, and that's what it be like sometimes. And then she find herself she be playing too much sometimes, and I just be like, look, man, this ain't got chill because you don't get looked at as something else. But you know, sometimes she take it too far.
And when you say certain energies or certain vibes, if you will, to use a
Like them
term.
flirting, like that flirting and stuff like that.
So you're getting when you say getting close in a sense of communication or a relationship, your interpretation is it's not as an officer. Is there another agenda to it, in your opinion? What do you think that is? What do you think she's trying to do?
It's just, I really don't even know what she trying to do, like, but I'm trying to put this, like, I'm just gonna tell you about the incident that happened in the shower one time, and then I'm gonna let you go from there with it.
Okay.
Like, I was in the shower one day, and she seen my tattoos on my arm, so she ended up just rubbing my arm, talking about something. Oh, I like this, like, I'm naked in the shower. Then you tell me what you would do to me. She say, you just don't know what I do to you, like, looking me dead in my face, like, so you can sense that energy of woman trying to talk to you, like, I can sense that energy. So I'm like, okay, I'm like, in the shower, I talk to you when I get out. So from that day on, I just always sense that energy, like she trying to throw herself at me. Ever since that day.
How long ago was that?
That was like in the beginning of February. I got moved out of R dorm into a P dorm. So it was right before I got moved out of R dorm.
Okay. And
Did you report that to anybody or?
No, I
Because
didn't.
you as being in jail know that there's certain proper behaviors in there,
Yeah.
so you didn't say that to
No,
nobody.
I didn't say nothing. I told the inmate, but
Yeah.
because we was discussing the same thing that happened with that particular inmate as well.
Which inmate was that?
Her name is Mackenzie Parker.
Okay.
Yeah, so we was discussing that recently when I was just up in Med City, and that was the only person that I told that to. And I got moved out of Med City like a week and a half ago.
Okay.
so back in February, as you best recall, on the incident you just described, you're in the shower.
Yeah.
And at that point, Officer Streeter comes into the shower
Yes.
and puts her hand on your arm
It's my shoulder.
and
Just
rubs
like
her
that.
hand down your arm.
Because I got a whole sleeve going from right here all the way down here,
Okay.
tattooed.
And there had been no other reason that she was in the shower other than just to come in there and confront you.
No other reason, because it already had been count, and so it was past 7. So you know, got to count at 7. It was no reason for her even to come in now, but she be coming in talking to the inmates, just little voice playing and stuff like that. So it wasn't no other reason for her to be up in there.
Okay.
So it's not 2 or 3 in the morning, we all ain't supposed to be in there, nothing like that.
Nothing. But it didn't get to that point where she be coming pulling us out just to talk. Like she just had a conversation. I didn't say she just recently, like she just pulled me out like 3 times in one night just to talk. And what we talking about is other things that's going on in other dorms about females that I don't want to hear about. Because I already, with me, I don't know if y'all know, but I already got this issue with me being accused of having a relationship with an inmate in there, Miss Bonner. But I be trying to clear that up until these officers stop saying certain stuff like that, because these folks taking that and running with it. Y'all cannot do that. So with her, Miss Streeter, it's like she eggs that conversation on with Miss Bonner. You go over there telling her something that I'm doing and how I'm figuring, how I'm finding all these things out, because other officers come and tell me this, like, oh, like, why? And I figure out one thing, I see one thing, that certain officers don't like certain officers, and that had nothing to do with me, but they come be trying to be messy and throw each other up under the bus, and that happens a lot. That's how I know about her going telling another inmate what I'm
So
doing in the
other
dorm.
officers will come and tell you what she's doing in other dorms.
Yeah. It's so that's how I ended up finding out about that. But
Who are these other officers?
what's her name? Scott, Miss Officer Scott. It's two of them. Her first name. She the younger one. I don't know her first name. She the younger one. But yeah.
The other issue is, have you ever seen Officer Streeter take her belt off?
Yeah. We just recently had me and another inmate, Miss Smith. I don't know if her name Jessica. We just went to cut our hair. I was just cutting the hair. And Miss Streeter, like I tell you, she had them tendencies like she played too much. And like, she ended up pinching me. I'm on the ground, like, folded up. She pinching me and hitting me and stuff. I'm chill out. So she grabbed me by my leg. I'm like, chill out. It hurt. So after we got done, sweeping and stuff like that, she was just talking to the other inmate. Next thing you know, all you hear, wow. Inmate said, what? So I'm running from like, no, chill out. Don't hit me with the belt. Don't hit me with the belt. I'm like, don't hit me with the belt now. Then that belt about that big. So, yeah, like, she really did took that off and hit the inmate. Was finna hit me, but I'm like, no, chill out. So I hurried up and went in the dorm. Like, don't hit me with no belt.
Okay. And that, how long ago was that?
We just cut our hair, like, what that was, this past week, we just cut our hair.
Okay, and that's when it took place.
That's when the belt situation took place. But that ain't her first time doing it with that
What was
belt
that
situation either.
like, what was the catalyst for that? She
Oh.
just cutting up and just did it, or like, was y'all cutting up, or was y'all, what caused that, I guess is what I'm trying to think of.
Well, she had people, certain officers acknowledge us as boys because our sexuality. So that, but she be like, y'all boy need y'all tail whoop, and she was just basically telling us, I'm gonna get y'all, but
Cutting up, kind of?
yeah, just cutting up, like we were laughing at first with it and stuff, but she was basically talking about females once again in the jail, but we were just, just laughing with her. Next thing you know, one thing led to another, like, it escalated quick, and I'm like, no.
Y'all weren't passing notes or nothing like that, it wasn't nothing?
Like, yeah, a note did get passed.
Okay,
A
I
note did
appreciate you
get
being
passed.
honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's fine, I mean, we just,
Yeah.
has no bearing on what happened, it's just,
Yeah, a note did get passed by one person was in another dorm, so yeah, and I was the one that did pass the note. But yeah, she was basically just, after that happened, basically telling my son, we need our tail whoop. We think we grown. Then something we think we got all the ladies. I'm like, I ain't got no ladies. But then, like I said, one thing led to another.
Did you see her strike Miss, is it Smith?
Yeah.
Did
I
you
saw
see her
that.
hit her with the belt? Could you hear it?
Yeah.
And you saw it?
Yes.
And what was Miss Smith's reaction after she got hit?
She was like, oh, my head hurt. And she laughing, but at the same time, she like, they both laughing, but at the same time, Smith really trying to tell her, like, chill, like, don't hit her again, because she was finna strike again. But
so this is in your opinion, this is not a use of force situation, this was a playful, but it went too far?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to put words in your mouth,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to.
Would horseplay be an appropriate term?
Horseplay.
It's what the use of force where y'all
Yeah. Horseplay would be.
Yeah, where it had a joking kind of context to it,
Yeah,
but it
verbally.
kind of got serious in a second.
Yeah. But like I said, like I told the inmate, like, you can't play with everybody. Like, you can't make jokes because some people take that a different way. But at the same time, like she told me as well, the inmate told me, it don't matter how much I joke with her, she didn't have to take no belt off and hit me with no belt. Which is I can feel on that one. But like I said, one thing just led to another.
And you mentioned a minute ago, so there's been other incidences where she's taken the belt off.
Yeah, I was in P dorm one day. It was probably about my first week in P dorm. Like, she was talking to other inmates. Then I walked up on her. Like I said, she got that energy, like she be flirting with you. And so she ended up grabbing me, putting me in the chokehold, and I'm like, hold on. And see, and how that started right now was with another inmate. What was her name? Her last name is Lay. I think she left. I don't know if she's still here or not. But she ended up, they was having their little thing going on there. She like, come here, Cherry. So when I walked over there to her, she ended up just saying, so what you in here doing? And she always thinking that I'm talking to a girl. So like, a female is something she always gonna bring up when it comes to me. Like, you don't have to say that every time. So she was just like horse playing with the other girl, then it led to her horse playing with me. I'm eating Cheetos. I ain't trying to horse play at this moment. So like, when she ended up putting me in choke, I had Cheeto in my throat, literally. So I had to like, look, chill out. Like, but it got to the point where I had to pull her to the side, let her know like I don't like the horse play, cause I that's like play fun. Somebody gonna get serious. So like I had to let her know like stop that. So that's what that situation.
So she's not doing that out of meanness, in your opinion.
Yeah, she ain't doing it out of meanness, like just to be evil.
And you know those are proper behavior.
Yeah.
We teach every officer, be respectful to every inmate, but there's a line that you can't really cross.
Yeah.
For safety issues, and because just say she
Stuff
does
like
grab you and you just start whipping on her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then what?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you talking to us.
Yeah.
We like to know we want to be professional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we do what we're supposed to do and don't do what we're not supposed to
It's almost like a parent or a school teacher. If the student doesn't take the teacher serious, they lost control of the classroom. You know that. We've
Yeah.
all been in school.
Yeah.
We know how that game's played. You get a teacher that doesn't really hold the rules. Next thing you know, the whole classroom's out of control.
Yeah.
It's kind of the role of the officer. Plus it protects you all because we don't want you to be subjected to stuff that's either abusive, punishment-wise. We can't do stuff like that because we're not allowed to by law.
Yeah.
We're here to protect you. It's like we tell the officers when we hire them, the job is to protect you and the other inmates so that you do have your day in court. Out there in the court world, whatever goes on, that's between the inmate and the court. We don't care. While they're here, we want to provide them with proper housing, nutrition, clothing, safety, all that kind of stuff. Now, along the way, the officers will get to know the inmate.
Yeah.
You have a bad day just like everybody else. To even include the officer, there will be days where y'all may say things to each other that might not necessarily be the best of things, but we're human beings.
Yeah.
It's like any people that spend a lot of time together, you realize that, like the officers, we tell them, you're going to spend 12 hours a day with the individual.
Yeah.
That's as much as they do sometimes with their own family. So obviously, we want to make sure that the interaction is professional. And I get it. There'll be certain officers that may,
Favorite inmate or something.
well, they may say, they feel bad for the inmate in the situation. I was a jailer years ago, and there was a couple of older gentlemen that had come in, and they'd been through the life of hard knocks. They weren't bad guys. They just did stupid stuff, and they'd come back. And I kind of felt bad for them because I realized that, yes, they were an inmate, but they never posed a threat to me. They never tried to hurt me. They followed the rules. So naturally, I want to protect their interest. And if I saw that another inmate was picking on them or they had an issue, I would do what I had to do as my job to say, stop that, Because we have to be kind of the oversight, We have to look after Samantha when Samantha can't look after herself. When you start to get to that edge that you shouldn't be doing, our job is say, back over here. And you get back online. No harm, no foul.
I used to tell them, look, you're in a hole, stop digging. Do what you got to do to get to court and get out.
Yeah.
Some of them are their own worst enemy, but.
Yeah. How old are you?
I'm 23. Just turned 23.
You're young.
Very.
You got a whole life ahead of you. And you know what the deal is. You do your time and do your thing. But, our message to you is we're going to protect the interest back there, Miss Cherry. The officers are going to be professional. In return, all we ask from the inmates is, hey, just be square up with us. Follow the rules. I know, hey, everybody's done something in their life. You got to pay your dues. But we're not here to punish you for that. That's not our job.
How long you been in here?
9 months.
When you supposed to go to court?
I had over 6 court dates. I ain't been in either one.
Did you got an attorney?
I have a court appointed attorney.
Public defender?
Yeah, but
Yeah, that's backlog.
Yeah.
Is there anything that we have not asked you that you feel like you need to add, or anything you feel like we need to know about this? And if you don't, that's fine. That's just we always like to.
yeah. Not off the head. I ain't not coming off the head though. But
You said Jennifer Smith?
Jessica Smith.
Jessica Smith. I can't get all the name. She's in the same dorm with you still?
Yeah.